In the small Argentine port town of San Antonio Oeste.
Where is it? Okay.
After uncovering an Argentine naval file describing an unknown German U-boat operating in this area, Stephen, Gerard, and their translator make contact with local legend Tony Bruchado, who's been diving in these waters for decades.
Buenos dias. Can we take 15 minutes of your time? Gracias. Tony Bruchado, this is the guy who's going to be able to give us credible, objective information. Does he think that U-boats came to this area?
¿Pensás vos que esos submarinos pueden haber venido?
Sí.
Does he think that these subs were delivering people, important German people?
Sí.
What's his evidence of this?
Bueno, está de la señora Paisani y desde la cocina pudo divisar la silueta de un submarino.
From her kitchen window, she saw the submarine in a place called Caleta de los Loros.
During the war or after the war?
¿Durante la guerra o después de la guerra?
Después de la guerra.
After the war.
After the war. And what does he think happened to this sub?
Once they disembarked the people, they had to leave the submarine somewhere. They had nowhere to go back to. The war was lost.
So it was scuttled.
Así que lo hundieron ellos mismos. Yes.
Okay.
We came to San Antonio Oeste to search for more information about possible landings. What we didn't expect to find is information suggesting that there's possibly a scuttled U-boat off this coast.
Has anyone ever made an effort to find this submarine?
The first Navy expedition, the first real search for the German U-boat, Tony was part of it, and it was back in 1997.
Okay, so he was actually part of the expedition to look for it.
Yes.
The Argentinian Navy considered it so likely that subs were scuttled in this area that they mounted a very expensive expedition. How satisfied is he with the search that he was involved in?
One of the facts is that there never was enough search time.
Because of bad weather.
Por el clima, ¿verdad?
Sí.
Yes.
We now have a very specific location. Near here, a place called Caleta de los Loros, the Cove of the Parrots. I hate to use big words like actionable intelligence, but that's exactly what we have.
Do you think Adolf Hitler was on one of these submarines?
Sí.
So he's satisfied that there were supporters of Hitler in this area who, if he landed on a sub, would have received him and supported him and moved him to a secure location.
Es decir, como si hubiera llegado un rey.
As if a king had arrived.
We may have an opportunity to prove that Hitler could have been transported to Argentina. That is a giant chunk of this investigation. As if a king.
We're making good headway on both our choke points. It looks like in Berlin we're halfway there. Okay, Argentina, second choke point.
Following a declassified FBI file placing Hitler arriving in Argentina aboard a U-boat, Bob and John ruled out the Valdez Peninsula due to its treacherous coastline and isolation from Nazi supporters. After uncovering Geraldo Lausen, prominent Nazi operating nearby, their U-boat landing investigation has shifted to a new location.
What we found so far is a secret bank owned by Lausen in San Antonio. Looks like a front company, a Nazi front company. The Mendoza file, which shows that the Argentine Navy was up there in '45 dropping depth charges. And we have 1997, the Argentine Navy was looking for a scuttled U-boat. I mean, this is really authoritative sources.
We have this new area where the information is vectoring. Caleta de los Loros. This is a cove that's north of the Valdez Peninsula.
What's most interesting for me is it was perfectly possible they brought a U-boat in here, delivered Hitler, and then scuttled the boat off the coast.
Let's do the recon,
yeah,
and see what we can find.
Let's look at it from the air.
Right.
We need a drone.
What we need to do is to get a drone, do a reconnaissance, get some photography of the coastline, and see if those data take us one or more steps closer to proving that Hitler was on the submarine right there at Caleta de los Loros.
I think this is our place. Let's put some up in the air.
Let's do it.
The FBI files brought us to this general area. If we find evidence, if something tangible, our theory about Hitler coming here is even that much more possible.
Tim is armed with a state-of-the-art self-flying aerial drone that captures tens of thousands of high-resolution overhead images. Once the flight path is completed, the computer's software pieces the images together to recreate a 3D model of the landscape that can reveal details mere centimeters in size.
I am immediately impressed by this area of the coast. It's protected from all of the weather and wind and swells of the big, dangerous ocean. This is pretty much the perfect spot if you want to land a U-boat. They could anchor somewhere right out there, and a boat could bring someone the rest of the way to the beach. See what we have here. Yeah, see, little spots like this would be ideal. No clear line of sight, easy access. From the survey, we have a few anomalies. What is this? That I'm gonna go check out for sure. A perfectly circular, black, looks like hole in the middle of nothingness. Really, really, really curious. I'm gonna go check this out, I think. Oh man, I think we got something right here. Holy Hey, whoa, 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 whoa. We got a well in the middle of nowhere. This makes no sense to be here. This is unbelievable. Holy